But anyway, keep it thorough Thursdays. We back at y'all, episode 48. Big accomplishment for us, man. 48 straight weeks been hitting y'all with content. And this week we're gonna be talking about passive income, which is or more specifically, breaking down passive income. I think a lot of people may have heard about passive income or have a general idea of what it is, but really don't know too much about it and how it really can benefit you, and how when it comes to different types of income, passive income is the one that actually generates you wealth and really brings in that generational wealth. That's how you really grow it quickly, right? So without further ado, man, it's your boy EW.
Yeah. What's up, good people? Cedric Lavelle here. And like E just said, man, we on episode 48. I think, 4 more episodes to put us at 52, and that'll be a full year.
For a
of
year.
content that we've been doing, man, and it's been progressing. We've really enjoyed this time in doing this. I figured out that I actually like Eric. Eric's a pretty cool guy. And so I'm glad that we've been able to do 48 episodes, bro. And we ain't had to break this thing off. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing.
Hey.
You feel me?
I ain't even got a good comeback for that right now.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna just let you have that one.
Hey, nah, man, this has been cool. Breaking down passive income. We've definitely got some good information within this episode that a lot of you can benefit from. If you understand passive income, this may be a refresher. If you're not too familiar with passive income, this is going to be a very general conversation that we're going to have, just to kind of give you some of the basic foundational things with passive income. And then hopefully as we conclude this live, you'll take some time to go look some things up, Google some things, and kind of get into that realm. You know what I'm saying? Get into that lane of passive income.
If you don't know what passive income is, and it's just kind of really like your first time getting like introduced to it, this really should be like an eye opener. You know what I mean? Like it really should change the way you think of work, right? Like I think a lot of people think about coming into like a lot of money, like, oh, I'm gonna work, like, or people that like work a regular job and they get paid hourly, they're not salary, right? When they talk about like they need more money, like, man, I'm finna work like 50 hours this week. I'm about to go, invest in more time, more of your time. And like what passive income shows you is you can make more and more money using less and less and less of your time. Absolutely. Where you ain't got to do the work. You know what I'm saying? And like that's a very important piece to this puzzle. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not requiring you to work. Now there is work required, right?
Up front.
You got to put in work up front. But once the work is done, it's very minimal. You know what I mean? Right. Or you're paying somebody else to do the work that you need to do, right?
It is.
So let's go and hop right off into it, man. So the best hire you can make, right? Putting your money to work for you. So Sid, what does that mean, man? What is putting your money to work for you, man?
You kind of hit the nail on the head, man. Basically, making your money work for you, right? Putting your money in the best vehicles that will allow you to get a meaningful return without you doing any work, right? And I'm not going to go into too many details. I know in the next slide we're going to go through some things where you can create passive income, but just a simplified version and the understanding of passive income is just making your money work for you, right? You're not having to be an active participant in generating this money. Basically, you invest it, you put it in different vehicles, and you just see the money start to come in, right? Like you don't have to invest a lot of physical labor into doing something. Only physical labor you really have is getting your paycheck, deposit it in your account. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of passive income. It allows you to be more flexible. It gives you the opportunity to venture out and do multiple different things if you're investing your money smartly, right? And so 3 things that you want to know as it relates to passive income. 1, passive income generates money while you're sleeping, right? Everybody's heard that saying, getting money while you sleep. It happens. You know what I'm saying? There's ways that you can make money while you're sleeping, and it's through passive income. It's money that's working for you while you're sleeping, depending on the vehicle.
And it's very important too to point out the difference between passive versus, I guess I'll just call it active income, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're physically having to do the work, right? Like if you
putting in them them extra hours you was
yeah,
talking about.
right. Or
Yeah.
even if you own a business and you actively are working at that business, that's not passive income, right?
Right.
Like if you have a role within that organization where you paying yourself like a salary to do work, you know what I mean? That's not passive income. Like you're actively involved, right?
Right.
So we're not talking about that. We're talking about literally, and we're going to get into different types of passive income in a minute. We just want to break down, you know, what
Absolutely.
is passive income, right? And what it can do. So
No doubt.
in a
Yeah.
few seconds, Luke, we're gonna get into examples
Yeah. Yeah.
in a few moments. All right, go
Next
ahead.
one is passive income generates money while you work. And I'm saying while you're working. So if you're actively working on a job, right, you can be getting money through another investment that you have, right, through your passive income.
Exactly.
You get paid 2 times or maybe 3 times or 4 times, depending on what vehicles you put your money in, right? And so while you're actively on your job, currently doing whatever it is that you're doing, you can have money in all these other different pockets where you're generating income at the same time, right? And then the next thing is passive income generates money while you're on vacation. And this is not an interesting thing, but I think this is good to say this because a lot of times, you know, people invest so much time into working, not having the opportunity to enjoy the fruits of their labor, right? And with passive income, you have the ability to go in and just reset and go somewhere and vacate wherever you're at home, where you go out the country, whatever it is, but you don't have to worry about not generating money because you're not actively working, right? It kind of just gives you a peace of mind of knowing like, man, I'm here, I'm enjoying myself, but I'm still getting cash coming in, right? Through the vehicles that I've created with passive income. So those are 3 things that you want to know as it relates to passive income. Now I'm gonna hand it over to E, and he's gonna go through some examples for you guys of passive income, how you can create it.
All right, so the next section of this is getting the job done, right? So obviously we talking in general sense about like what passive income can do, but now what are examples of passive income, right? And the one that I care about the most, that gets me the most excited, I didn't read 6 books on this in the last 5 months or so, 6 months or so, is buying rental property, right? And now do not confuse this with flipping houses because that is not what I'm talking about. And I don't like flipping houses. One, and any real big real estate investor will agree. They don't like flipping houses, don't believe all the HGTV shows. Those are people who are very good at that. And not too many people can do that. But actually buying rental property, right? So if you invest in real estate and you rent out that property, now again, let's go back to what we said at the beginning. There's some work done. You got to do work to do that. But once it's set up right, once you've purchased the real estate property, the rental property, you found a tenant, you signed the lease, right? At that point, there's very minimal work for you to do. So now if you have a loan on that property and the mortgage is $1,000, you charging $1,500 on the property, you making $500 in passive income, right? Like a net, you know, all expenses in, you making $500 a month. That's passive income. You're not doing any work. And now you may get a phone call where, hey, there's a leak, right? Okay, well, you can have people who manage your properties for you, right? Where they still handle that. You don't even got to deal with that. You know what I mean? But any event that you want to handle it by yourself because you're just getting started, you only got one rental property, you know, you go over there and handle your business. But cool. How long did it take you? You know what I mean? You spent the hour. Okay, well, you made $500 an hour.
Right.
You know what I mean? You make $500 from that property. So that's the one. And real estate, I can't beat enough. Real estate has the most tax incentives, the most it's one of the easiest things to get into because you're not creating a brand new business. You're investing in something that's already there. But anyway, real estate property, that's one. 2, invest in the index funds or dividend paying stocks, right? Now, stocks are a great investment, not as good as real estate. Stocks are a little more risky, right? You're kind of gambling to a certain extent. You're buying a stock at a certain price and you hoping that it goes up. You know, now history and everything may show you that it will go up. So, you know, certain gambles are normally a little more riskier than others. But at the end of the day, if you're investing in index funds or a dividend paying stock, you're making money, right? Companies pay dividends like Apple, Microsoft, those different companies. So you hold their stock over the year, depending on their earnings and all that. They do profit sharing, different various things, and you can make money off of that, right? And again, you're not doing anything but just holding that stock. The only work you did was at the beginning where you researched the company and you bought into, you know what I mean, either an index fund that's multiple companies or into an individual stock, and now you just hold it. That's passive income, right? Another one is becoming a silent partner. Now, this is the difference between starting a business and being actively involved in that business versus investing into a business and you don't really do no work for that business, right?
Right.
Now, a silent partner, technically, that's what I am with the barbershop that I own, Houston 55. I'm a silent partner. That's passive income. I don't cut hair. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't go to the conventions. I don't go to I'm not sitting in there Monday through or Monday through Saturday cutting hair, none of that, right? I chop it over with my business partner. I help out in certain areas where I can. I just sit back and I collect the check, right? My hard work was at the front when I had to run the numbers, make sure it was a good investment. You know what I mean? You know, make sure that I was investing with a good partner, you know, so on and so forth. That's passive income. Now, if I was there and I was actively working every day, right? One, that's going to count as regular income, right? Like a job, taxable income, regular income, right? That's not passive income. So I'm going to pay a lot more in taxes on my the gains that I make from that, right? Because it's regular income as opposed to passive income, which you pay a lower taxes on. Another way to create passive income is investing in high yield CDs or savings accounts, right? Which a certificate of deposits, if people don't know what that is basically banks pay you a percentage to for you to let them hold a certain amount of money for a certain amount of time, for a guaranteed amount of time, right? So say for instance, if said is a bank and says like, look, if you can let me hold 100,000, well, let me not go crazy numbers. If you can let me hold $1,000, right, for 2 years, I'll pay you a guaranteed 2% interest on this money that you let me hold, right? That's what a certificate of deposit basically is. Because at the end of the day, banks need money, right? Banks need money to be able to loan to people to do whatever it is that they're doing. So they need to have security. They need to know that they're going to have this money, right? So doing a certificate of deposit, and now you pay penalties and stuff too if you try to take your money out before, you know what I mean, what you agreed to. But that's what a certificate of deposit is, right? And by high yield, that just means a high interest rate, right? And rates is high right now. When you hear like real estate loan rates are high, then typically certificate of deposit rates are high too, right? Versus when real estate or mortgage loan rates are low, then typically certificate of deposit interest rates or rates are low as well, right? But investing in high yield CDs or savings accounts. Regular saving accounts really don't pay that much. Maybe a percentage, like 1% of your money that you keep in there. But you can find some, higher yield savings accounts. If you got like a upgraded checking account and get the upgraded savings account or certain business saving accounts and things like that, that'll pay you a higher percentage. Not my recommended way of generating passive income, but it is a way of generating passive income, right? Why not? If you can have your money make money and you're not doing nothing, right? Another way of passive income, right, is writing a book, right? So think about it like this, like we said early on. There is work involved, but the work is done up front. Once you write a book, right, and you spend all that time doing that, once it's published, released, and out for the public to consume, that's passive income for you. That book can continue to sell for the next 10, 15, 20 years, right? You didn't rewrite it. You know what I mean? 5 years, you could if you wanted to, but that's passive income. You already did the work and now you're collecting checks. And that applies really for any art form, right? Like you write a book, if you do music, whatever the case may be. But yeah, writing a book, right? Another way of generating passive income is say you create some sort of something and you have a patent for it, right? And you can like license out that patent, right? That's a way
What's good?
what's good with you. That's a way of generating passive income, right? So I just went over 6 different ways of generating passive income, and there's a ton of other
Countless amounts
ways
more. Yeah.
of generating passive income,
You can
right?
do it through digital products.
Digital products, intellectual property, IP, all you know what I mean? There's all type of things that you can do to generate passive income. The one that I love and like I beat the drum to death is real estate. Real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate. That's the best one, hands down, hands down. But what's the impact, right? So exploring passive income opportunities requires one active task. Get it done. By identifying what meets your interests, you can get on the path to creating meaningful returns, right? So when we talk about financial freedom isn't I own my own business, I work 80 hours a week, but I'm worth, you know, $5 million. That's not financial freedom to me. You know what I'm saying? You slaving to be worth what you worth, right? Financial freedom to me is to have my time, right? To be able to do what I wish, what I want to do with my time, and I'm making money on the back end. So now if I want to spend that time to invest in another business, guess what? That's what I chose to do. That's what I wanted to do, right? Now, if I wanted to go on vacation, I can go do that because I'm still making this passive income. I'm not actively involved, right? So that's what financial freedom to me means, that I have control of my time, period. You know what I mean? And exactly, time equals freedom. You know what I'm saying? When you locked in and you gotta work and you gotta, you slaving, and we've all heard it from our elders, and maybe you even said it yourself, right? Like, I work to the bone, I work my body to the bone, I ain't got shit to show for it. You know what I mean? Like, nah, that's not. It ain't about working more. And we've all heard the saying, work smarter, not harder. You know what I mean? Like, once you really get this set up and working and you generate passive income, that's working smarter, not harder. You know what I mean? And exactly, slay to your business. And now growing up, that's actually what I thought success was. I thought it was owning a business and like being proud because I own that business, even though I may be working more and might even be bringing home less than somebody who works for a regular job, right? Like, I'm sorry, just because you own your own business, that don't mean much if you slaving. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I mean? That means absolutely nothing, right? I'd rather go work for a company and work less and take home more if those are my two options. You know what I'm saying? Because it's less responsibility, you know? But like I say, time is the true what I think about when it comes to financial freedom, right? So keep it moving on to the next section, right? The outcome of income, right? What can passive income do for you? I'm gonna let you take the first 2 cents, and I'm gonna knock out the second 2.
Yes, sir. So the first one, give you the flexibility to pursue more business ventures. And we've kind of been discussing this throughout the whole live stream. When you have an opportunity to invest in passive income, not only can you invest time in one business, you can invest time in multiple businesses, right? You can invest time in multiple streams of income. So if you are investing in something along the lines of dividends and CDs, but you have a book that's out as well too, you're getting income from multiple different places, right? And so when you have those things that's already running for you, you get the opportunity to build your wealth, right? You get the opportunity to build your network, right? You get multiple things that are going for you, and that's how you really create financial freedom. That's how you really create that opportunity where you can trade in your time of being an active participant in work, and now you have the opportunity to create passive income and do less work and potentially make more money, right?
Way more money.
And so that's the mindset that we're wanting to preach about and kind of essentially create, right? And give the understanding to as it relates to passive income, not investing so much time into actively doing something, but really focusing on how you can create passive income, how you can create opportunities to where you have more time and you have more flexibility and you have more freedom to do things. Now, we're not saying like don't work, right? Because some people like to be invested into a business or the companies that they work for, which is absolutely perfectly fine.
But let it be your choice though, right?
Exactly.
Let
Do
let let
things
let
on
let
your
let, let,
terms.
let that 100% be your choice and not what you're forced to do, because
Right,
that's
right.
your only way of generating income,
Generating money and
right?
having income.
Like, and
Right,
again, it all goes back to freedom, right? Your freedom of choice, like giving that power back to you, right? Where it's like, I'm here working 30 hours a week because I want to,
because I
because
want to be here.
I
Yeah,
love this. I'm passionate about this. You know what I mean? But you still got all these other sources. And then if it gets to the point where you need to take some time away, right? Like, we got kids, you know what I mean? Your kids growing up, they go off to college, they get married or whatever, and you want to step away, it's not a problem. You know what I mean? Like, you can step away, you know what I mean?
right.
Because you got that freedom, you got that flexibility.
And that's where the importance of passive income really comes in as well too. Because if you are working for someone or you are in a business and you're working there because you have to, right? When something comes up or when there is something that you want to participate in, or if you have a kid that's going on a field trip and you want to be there, or whatever the case may be, you're kind of torn. Or in many cases, you're not really torn. You know what your option are. What your
Hey,
option
you
is.
gonna
Like,
get
I
rolled
got to
up
go to
if
work.
if they don't approve your time off or whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be.
Right. And so when you have that flexibility to choose, was like, well, you ain't gonna let me be off. All right, I'm gonna do what I want to do, but I know I'm still gonna be straight. I'm gonna be fine because I properly invested my money. I have these other business ventures that are actively giving me money. So it's okay. If I move on, I'll move forward and I look for something else, right? Next thing, create time for you to spend with family and friends, and that's a big thing as well too, right? And a lot of times people spend their entire lives working, you know what I'm saying, and not having the opportunity to have some sense of freedom, right? You're going paycheck to paycheck, or you're living a life where you have really not much to show for it, right? And that can be disheartening at the same time as well too. And so when you're creating passive income, what that allows you to do is to generate income, right? And then on the flip side to that, you have more time, you have more freedom, and you can spend that with family and with friends. And that's of high importance, right? Having more time with family, having more time with friends. Like, who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want to be able to create moments in life where, because of the passive income that you generate, this is affording you this lifestyle that you have to be able to spend it with family and spend it with friends and do things that you enjoy, right?
And
And that's essential.
and a lot of the time we look back, right? And then it's like, because at the end of the day, life's about sacrifices too, right? And when you work, I'll just use myself as an example. When I first moved to Houston, I worked in the hospitality industry. I worked for the St. Regis Hotel, and I worked security. And I was at the bottom of the totem pole. I was the last one that was hired, so I didn't have no seniority. And hotels just open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what I mean? So somebody there. There's three shifts. You know what I'm saying? 3 8 hours of shifts, 24 hours, right? So I got stuck working all the holidays. I got stuck working overnight. And it wasn't nothing I could do about it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, it was either, okay, if you don't like it, go find another job. You know what I mean? Which eventually I got the hell up out of there. But you know what I'm saying? That's that type of thing where some people never make the necessary adjustments, right? And now years and years and years and years go by, and you look back at this sacrifice, and it's like, was it really worth it? You know what I mean? Was it worth me not being there for none of these Thanksgiving dinners? Was it worth it me not being there for none of these Christmases? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when you put kids in the equation and all of that, you know what I mean? Those should be motivating factors to really drive you to generate this passive income,
right.
right? Like, yeah, it
Absolutely.
requires work. It is not, and I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's not as hard as most people think. But it requires the work up front. But once the work is done, you just collecting a check. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, and that's really what it's about.
You're managing.
So next up, right? Establish a promising path towards your financial freedom. We all talk about financial freedom. And like I just defined to you what I define as financial freedom, right? Which is me having my time and being able to do what I want with my time. And I have, you know, a steady stream of, or steady streams, let's be plural, of incomes where I know I can handle my responsibilities and my bills. And I'm not stressing about financial things, right? That's what I define as financial freedom. And by setting up passive income, right? you got to start somewhere, right? Like I still work a regular job. I have, you know, for Microsoft, like, but I have passive income. I'm not at the point where I want to be, where I can completely quit. There's months I make this, you know, more money on passive income than I do at my job, and then there's most months I make more money at my job. You know what I mean? So I'm not at that point yet. But by starting on streams of passive income, right, and getting your money working for you, you start on that path towards financial freedom, right? Like again, you're not going to work your way to wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to work your way as your job to wealth. That's not how it doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't save your way to wealth. Like that's not how it works. You're not going to save $1 million. You know what I mean? Like you can save that much, but it's going to take you a long ass time. Like,
you got to invest it.
You got to invest. You know what I'm saying? Investing money, right? And passive income is really the way to go. And then next up is provides you a diversified stream of income with tax advantages. Now, this is the tax advantages are where it gets real crazy and where we're going to have to do a whole nother episode. But basically, it's as simple as this. And I'll go back to real estate. In real estate, there's something called depreciation, right? And a lot of people, when they hear like depreciation, they think about like when you buy a car, as soon as you drive it off the lot, it depreciates, right? Like it goes down in value. Houses, real estate investing is not necessarily like that. They take the cost of the house, you know what I mean, what it's worth, and then they break it out over 27 and a half years. There's another way where you can get the depreciation faster, but I'm gonna keep it simple. But basically, whatever that number comes to, you can write that amount off in depreciation every year, right? So say, for instance, you have a property that's generating you passive income. Mind you, you're making $300 a month on this property. You're making $300 a month on this property, right? But you also have this I got to put a number on it. Let's say $15,000 in depreciation. You're able to reduce your taxable income by that $15,000, even though you didn't really technically lose that $15,000. It's a paper loss. It's just the way real estate works. And I'm not going to get all into real estate, but just know that certain passive income losses can be deducted from your regular job income where you pay less in taxes, okay? Which is major, because you really technically can pay $0 in taxes, which is a very advanced topic, whole nother conversation on that. But just know that there's a lot of tax advantages to generating certain sources of passive income as well. But go ahead and hit us with the final thoughts, Ed. Hey, then, man, we might have to do like a part 2 or like
we might have to, bro.
Yeah, I mean, with this one, because this is a good one. But
to go into detail. All right, so final thought. Smart investing creates opportunities that are highly rewarding. There are countless amounts of ways to generate income, but passive income is one way that creates multiple streams of income and takes the least amount of physical effort long term, right? And so as we've been discussing throughout this whole live stream, you put in the work up front, you reap the benefits long term, right? And there are countless amounts of ways where you're able to create passive income. You find something that works for you and you just go at it, right? Eric is big on real estate. I'm big on intellectual property when it comes to books, when it comes to licensing, when it comes to content, right? And so I've spent my time focused on creating passive income and streams by doing that and learning that. And he does the same thing as well, but he focuses on real estate. And so there's multiple ways that you can go about doing it, right? You just got to find something that you're passionate about, something that you're willing to invest your time and your interest in. And once you do that, learn as much as you can and get started, right? Find ways that you're able to learn the things that you need to learn, read the book that you need to read, listen to the podcast, get on the live streams, find different thought leaders and influencers, and whatever the case may be, however you want to go about learning. But there's many opportunities that are out there, right? And
hey, I want to say something too. Right, I'm about to shout this book out because you talked about book. Look, if you serious about wanting to generate passive income, right, and it's something that you want to do and you want to pursue, and you thought about real estate, investing in real estate, this book right here, Skip the Flip, right, by Hayden Crabtree, go grab this, man. This book right here is amazing. And I've read, like I told you, like 6 books or something on real estate investing in the last like 6 months or so. And this one right here hit different. But hey, my bad, said.
Nah, you good, bro. No, you good. But nah, for sure, man. It's many different ways that you can go about doing it, right? And the main thing is just getting started, right? Finding the different resources that are available to you, and really ultimately finding that thing that really can drive you to persist, right? Because obviously when you're learning something new, when you're entering into a new realm of information, and wanting to understand and wanting to know things, a lot of times it can be overwhelming. It happens, right? Anytime that you're learning something different, it can be overwhelming because the verbiage is different, the words is different, the vocabulary is different, the time that you got to invest into it is different. But if you find that one thing or 2 things that can really drive you, whether it's family, whether it's your time, whether it's wanting to provide a better quality of life for your family, for your friends, for people that are connected to you, right? Hold those things close to you as you go through the journey. And that's just not with passive income. That's just with anything, right? Hold those things close to you. That way you can go through those peaks and those valleys, those ups and those downs, right? And be able to get to the point to where you're living a life on your terms, right? You're able to do things on your terms. You're not confined to a job. You're not confined to a number. Like I look at these different technology companies right now, like your Twitters and your Amazons and your Facebook that's just laying off people. I mean, we can even talk about COVID, right? Like during that whole time, even me, like I got laid off, right? And that story and everything that transpired in these past 2 years, we're going to be introducing some things in the upcoming months. But even that whole process, right? Like having to experience that and understanding like the importance of having passive income when you go through these different challenges in life where somebody may lay you off or you may get fired or your job, whatever the case may be, you always have something to fall back on, right? It's kind of one of those sayings where like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. A lot of times people put all their eggs and invest their time into a business that in many cases don't really care that much about you. You know what I'm saying?
I say in most cases, unless you work for a mom and pop shop or something, and you know
Right.
it's your family. But
A
in
lot
most
of times
cases,
you're just a number, right? And so the smart thing to do is really find those opportunities where you can generate income as a side hustle, passive income. So if anything was to ever shake up in your situation, you always have something to fall back on, right? You always have that foundation where it's like, I got this situation going for me. So if y'all get to tripping, if I get, what I'm saying, laid off, whatever the case may be, I know I'm straight, right? And it just gives you that peace of mind. You know what I mean?
Hey, and you use your day job to fund your side hustle, man.
Absolutely.
That's what you do. You use your day job to fund your side hustle, and then eventually that side hustle takes over your day job. You know what I'm saying? And then you get that freedom. You get your time back, which is extremely important.
Absolutely. There you go, bro.
Hey, but hey, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. First and foremost, as always, we greatly appreciate everybody who tuned in to the live. Do this every Thursday. This is episode 48. Been 48 weeks strong, 48 weeks of consistent content. 4 more weeks and we hit a year, so that's something we're very proud of. But really appreciate y'all for tuning in and everybody who goes back and watches the videos.
Absolutely.
Thank you. As always, there's a link in the bio that links you to the Keep It Thorough website, and all of our kits is on there. It basically is, a little deck of everything that we kind of talked about at a high level, just kind of recapping. And if you go on our website, you can go back and look at what she said.
Do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do. Absolutely.
Hey, 1,000%. 1,000%. Hell of a quote.
Sacrifices, man.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
But you can go and look back at all of our kits. And if y'all at all ever want us to touch on a particular topic, feel free to shoot us a DM, put a message in here, or reach out to us, and we're willing to discuss whatever. And we're about to start introducing guests once we move into season 2, once we hit our year mark. So be on the lookout for that. But with all that said, man.
Oh, next week we'll since Thanksgiving is gonna be Thursday. Hope everybody have a great Thanksgiving. We will be airing on Wednesday.
Yeah. So next week it's gonna be Wednesday because it's Thanksgiving next week. Good call out, bro. Good call
Wednesday.
out.
So y'all tune in Wednesday. We'll have the topic maybe on Monday likely of what we'll be discussing. It'll likely be something pertaining to everything that's going to be going on.
Yeah, just giving thanks. You know what I mean?
Season.
Really giving thanks.
I love conversation and informative for sure.
Yeah, I'm thankful for this peanut head ass dude right here.
That's okay. That's okay. Hey, man, you got yours, bro. It's cool.
I had to get my jab back at the end. You know what I mean?
I didn't expect that one, but it's all right though. You know what I'm saying? When we get off this call, I'm gonna have some choice words for you. You know what I'm saying?
I had to get my jab back at the end. Hey, no, but real talk though. Hey, and with all that said, if you don't do nothing else, keep it thorough. We holler at y'all next week.
Keep it thorough. Till next time.